Hey guys, name is Tyler, aka Nanogenix, and today this chair is very rolly, so that's why I came at y'all like that. But today we are here with the only DaTruth DT, which I'll link to his channel down below. Of course, most of you, I'm sure, know Truth, but I was wanting to talk some Dokkan, and who better to talk Dokkan than with
I thought we were talking
the king of
Cyberpunk.
Dokkan himself. Do what?
This isn't a Cyberpunk podcast?
Gosh, dang, bro. Well, yeah, it's called clickbait. Get baited, ha! Anyways, Truth, how you feeling about Cyberpunk? You got your code early, right? You played on RTX 3090 and all that.
yeah. I'm ready to be the PC Elite gameplay version thing.
Yes, yes. Nah. So, anyways, Dokkan is in a very, how do you say, interesting space right now. It always is in this time of year, and even more so right now because this time last year, just about on the day that I'll be uploading this, pretty close, a year ago, we got the global exclusive Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, which we didn't get this year.
It was like, almost to the exact day that we're recording this, huh?
Yeah. Which we didn't get this year, and global instead celebrated Heroes. And so it's all very, very, very interesting. But at the same time, I feel like we've started to see maybe a little bit of character fatigue, like the things that maybe before would have been maybe like a little more exciting, and outside of the realm of us, like you and me, and especially you, right? Like, I don't know if I know anyone that plays Dokkan personally more than you do. And
right.
And like, so obviously, like literally they could release, for me and you, they could release a freaking Dr. like Willow or something that's like
Garlic
the trash
Jr., please.
well, yeah, but I actually would be pretty excited about a Garlic Jr., but I could literally.
So would I! I would legitimately be excited.
Yeah.
Because the first Dragon Ball Z movie is really good.
Yeah. But I mean, like, they could release the most mid, like, character that no one cares about, and you and I are still going to summon, and you're still going to rainbow him. And so, before we get too deep into this, I wanted to ask for those of you that maybe clicked on this, that maybe haven't clicked on one in a while, whatever. Let me know down below how you are with Dokkan now. Are you not playing anymore? Do you just hop in during the hype stuff, like obviously the worldwide celebration a few months back? You might, hop on JP for the 6th year anniversary, or do you still play pretty frequently, or do you still play every day? Let me know down below. I'm very, very curious as to how a lot of y'all that watch are feeling about this. I know a lot of y'all will tell me that some of you just watch, like you don't play anymore, but you're still interested, in seeing what's going on with the game. So anyways, just thought I'd bring Truth on so we could talk about some stuff. We are filming this on the 7th/8th, very late. The EZAs for the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Gokus, and the brand new Intelligence. I still said brand new, but the Intelligence Gogeta as well releasing. And anywho, Gohan hasn't released yet. We actually technically don't 100% know it's Gohan, right? Right at this very time.
But I mean, them having the new sprite in Chain Battle, I mean, that's like,
it's a pretty telling sign.
that's just a guarantee that there is a new Gohan from that movie coming within the next few months, at least, if it's not right now.
But it probably will be him. Regardless, there should be a new LR within the next like 3 to 5-ish days, probably announced on the game, or on the game, and it'll probably be via a double raid spanner if they do the same thing they've done. They're pretty bitchable, right? Which in ways might be the reason why some people seem like the game is getting stale. And of course, you'll see the crap, Dokkan dying, blah 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 blah. But Dokkan isn't dying. It just, we're in that weird lull space, because once year 6 gets here and we have an LRUI and presumably a Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, and Lord knows whatever comes with them, as well as the Part 2 LRs, I mean, the game won't feel dead at all. And surely we can get friggin' first in the App Store for the first time in a long time. Well, this has been a year though.
Real quick right there. Okay, so the last time JP's had top grossing was STR Vegito, I believe. I don't think Angel Vegeta got top grossing on JP, did he?
It didn't. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No.
Or at the very least, it's still like the same celebration, right? So it doesn't matter too much, right? But that's typical on JP, actually. JP usually does that, right? Like Goku and Frieza, the transforming ones, and the LR, Goku and Frieza, Last year was Gohan and Cell, and then I actually don't remember if the LR androids got top grossing either, but it doesn't matter, right? Those last 2 years, JP hit top grossing in those spots, and then did not hit top grossing again until December, because typically, like, October, November, they sort of fill that up with sort of like, I don't want to call them unhype or lower level characters, but they get a lot of like non-hype villains in there, right? Like STR Super Boo, AGL Metal Cooler,
AGL
STR
Super
Bojack.
Android 13.
Yeah, Android 13. I mean, Goku Black is way more hype than them, but I mean, Goku Black's another villain that was in there, right? So like they typically get those types of units out of the way, and then every New Year's they're top grossing, right? The Double Rates banner usually is top grossing or very, very close to it, and then obviously 6-year anniversary is typically crazy. Because I remember it was the end of 2018, going into 2019, where JP Dokkan had its best stretch ever, where they went in Goku Black top grossing, Blue Gogeta and Broly top grossing, LR Super Saiyan 4's top grossing, Kid Goku top grossing, and then Transforming Vegeta top grossing. So it's like every like main banner for like 5 months was top grossing on JP. It was insane, right? So
Which
like,
was also too an anomaly because it was being fueled by the release of actual new Dragon Ball content too, right?
Oh,
which is something we're not experiencing. And the fact that these games, even including Legends in on this, continue to thrive at the level that they are without, I mean, the manga is ongoing, but let's be real, the manga doesn't compare to the insanity of the actual anime ongoing and crashing Crunchyroll and all that, crazy stuff. So like, man, the second that show ever, if it ever comes back,
the end of the Moro arc would be definitely crashing Crunchyroll and stuff like that. So the insanity that happens at the end of it. Oh yeah.
So, anyways, I just want to get the Dokkan is dying thing out of the way, because I have seen that a couple of times, and I'm wondering if that's like, because there's this weird thing where, like, for some reason, some people feel like Legends and Dokkan can't coexist when they obviously can and have been for 2.5 years. And I'm just wondering if the reason why I've seen that sometimes lately on my YouTube comments is it's people from Legend coming over from the Legends videos and seeing me doing a Dokkan thing, and they just feel the need to put dead game. Dokkan is dying.
So,
I hope this game dies. And I'm like, why do you care enough to even, like, why would you want a game to die? Like, I've never got that mindset with a lot of these things, and so I just wanted to get that quickly out of the way. But what were you gonna say? You sound like you were gonna say something.
Because I mean, both Dokkan and Legends would be hurt if the other died, right? Like, losing direct competition like that would hurt the game.
No, yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that entirely, because you can see that. I mean, there's been several moments where it definitely feels like one or the other is pushing the other one to do better, right?
Yes.
Like, there's been several moments where it definitely seems like quality of life improvements are mostly happening for the sake of the other one existing and pushing the envelope and stuff like that. And so, yeah, no, I agree wholeheartedly with that, for sure.
I'm actually interested to see how the end of December is going to play out, because it seems like Legends is going to go big time hype mode, right? Based on that Japanese website leak we saw.
Yes.
And then obviously Dokkan goes super hard for New Year's every year, right?
And I was going to say that too. And also, New Year's is such a huge deal in Japanese culture as well. So I think that's why, like, because last year for Legends we got Super Saiyan 4, and then last year for Dokkan we got, insanity that is Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is something that I think a lot of people wanted.
Yeah, but I feel like they did drop, like, they got top grossing like within literal hours of the banners dropping, but I feel like those units weren't on the level as, Tech Vegito Blue, STR Rose. I mean, obviously it's incomparable to Gogeta and Broly, right? Because they're literal complete brand new, so you can't compare to them. But then even
can't.
Rage, Trunks, and Merge Zamasu were New Year's units back in 2016, right?
Yes, and they were on the same banner. It's just like
banner?
It's that's probably the greatest banner of all time, honestly.
Because you remember who else was on there, right?
Who?
That was Vegito Blue's return when he was like the best unit in the game.
Oh, yes. You are correct.
People were summoning on that banner for him. Right? Like,
man, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that really is like one of the greatest banners of all time. Oh,
and
my
you know
gosh.
What, too? I think in between Vegito Blue's original release and his return on that Trunks and Zamasu banner, the dupe system had been released too.
It
so
was,
people
yeah,
are like,
which was
dupes for him, right?
Actually insane. Okay, so now that we're past that, looking past like year 6, the main reason I wanted to bring you on, and I mentioned this in my, like, you know, when multiplayer and safety net and all that was coming out, and I still don't really know. I'll ask you about that in a second too. But is moving forward, what I said was that, you know, a lot of people think that PvP could kill this game, and the only thing that I really had an answer for that was essentially, in my personal opinion, I do think they would need to do something different or start pumping out content more frequently, or it wouldn't matter anyway, because the game could become a bit stale as we go on, even past like the hype stuff, right?
Okay, so Nolar, right, is like, he's like the matching whale to me, right? Like, he whales on the same level as I do on Dokkan.
Yes.
But he plays like every gacha game, so he's like very knowledgeable of just like the overall gacha scene. And he's talked about how typically what'll happen is, like, you know, a game like Dokkan, you know, they have their one Dokkan Fest a month, right? He says that when games like Dokkan introduce PvP, what will happen is they'll go from once a month Dokkan Fest exclusives to like every 2 weeks. Like, they start pushing the content out faster, and it's this new broken PvP unit. You gotta have him to beat it. You gotta have him to beat it. Remember where Legends used to be, where it's like every week they're releasing like a new banner with like insane units type deal?
Yes.
I think it's kind of like a similar thing to there. So myself, as someone who would have, you know, a huge advantage in PvP, obviously I'd be highly ranked, I'd look good, you know, make tons of great content, I'm sure, like, you know, just being able to dick around in PvP. But I do have fears that the game would accelerate its death a lot by introducing PvP, right? I do. I would be very nervous if Dokkan does announce PvP's coming. I think a much smarter idea for them to focus on would be co-op, right? Because like Legends has co-op, which is like a practically a failure. Everyone dreads playing. It's like, oh my god, I have to do co-op. I think the like sort of like the turn-based style of Dokkan would work really well with co-op. I think that's what they should do rather than try and do PvP. Especially because, like, remember, people get salty when you compare Legends and Dokkan, but like they're always linked forever. Kind of like, you know, the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises, like the title, it's the same title for both movies practically, right? Like they're linked. For Dokkan, Legends was made from feedback on Dokkan. So they're linked forever. There's nothing you can do. They were very, very vocal, the Legends producers, about how that was the case, right? So, like, that's how it is. Like, the games are always going to be linked. Nothing you can do about that.
And so that's what I was going to ask you was what would be your opinion on multiplayer, which we just got. Now, I wouldn't oppose it as much as what you just said, but the biggest thing that I was trying to get across was just that, like, one of my arguments as to why I thought potentially it could be coming is because I feel like you have to admit the drip of content has been a little lackluster for a bit. Do you agree?
Yeah, I really do wonder if the pandemic has something to do with that.
And maybe it does, right? And maybe it does. But like, it's just so weird to me that I always go back to this one because this has been the one that has mind-boggled me so much. But we're coming up on LGE being 2 years old in May of next year, and they haven't launched. Real quick.
I'm gonna link you something that a lot of people have forgotten about. I just was looking at this the other day. This is something they could do that would be endless droves of content. So, I'm sorry, I cut you off, but there was back in like 2017. They released these sort of like Supreme Kai trials. Here, I'm just gonna link this to you on Discord real quick. Right in the middle of the video. But they released these Supreme Kai trials, and you could get these medals and then these Nimbus medals to awaken certain characters, right? Like LR Trunks and Goten was one of them, LR Bojack's one of them. And it's stuff like, you know, like the Kid Buu Dokkan event. Beat it in 2 minutes with a hybrid Saiyan team, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku event. clear the stage within 4 minutes of the World Tournament team. The Gogeta event, clear the stage within 2 minutes with a team of characters possessing the Link skill Metamorphosis. Dude, that's all they have to do. That's content. You just make more of these missions, just random stuff like that for all the Dokkan events. That's like it. Like I remember streaming that, and I had a lot of fun doing those. Like that's how easy it is to make content in this game. And I agree, they are very like. It's like all they have to do. Like Extreme Super Battle Road is awesome, and literally all they did was raise. Number 7 went to number 8. Basically, is all they did for Extreme Super Battle Road.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my next part was, and it's so weird to me because. Like I don't develop this game, so I don't know. Maybe I'm overlooking something or maybe underplaying something. I don't know what it is. By the way, I was in autopilot mode fighting this Bojack event, and I targeted Bojack, not even thinking.
He has the barrier, the shield up.
Yeah. He's like the Zamasu and all that from the other events. Anyway, I just want to address that. I know it's been like 10 minutes now. I just want to address it because I know someone's like, why did Nano target this? Anyway, but it's so weird to me that they are so slow drip with the new stuff. It mind boggles me how long it took for us. It took us what, a year to get new SBR stages, wasn't it? Like a year.
When you say that, so we're not counting Extreme, we're just counting like actual new stages.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was 300 million downloads to Worldwide Celebration. Yeah, so exactly a year. Yep.
Yeah,
just a little bit before it, so almost exactly.
I don't know, like stuff like that just is weird to me, and was one of my arguments when I made the video talking about multiplayer was that, minus if we take COVID out of the conversation, it could be that they have just shifted focus and are introducing a multiplayer element. And again, it could be co-op. And honestly, I do think if they did it right and there wasn't, because maybe the argument with Legends is that they're trying to do so much, and that's why their co-op is maybe a little lackluster or whatever. And so if they put everything into a co-op style experience on Dokkan, maybe it's going to be friggin' fantastic.
One thing that's bad with Legends, I mean, I've found this personally, is that people really like trolling in there, and it just really saps a lot of the fun out of that.
They do. They really do. It could be that, and it could also just be some people just don't get it. I don't know.
There's a lot of people who will like jump in and then instantly like quit out and stuff like that. Like they know what they're doing, and it's like because there's no sort of like AI like partner or anything you can do. It just leads to just wasted time. Really, it's unfortunate, but
which yeah, it is super unfortunate, especially when like the whole point of the co-op experience is that you're trying to grind something out, so you're wanting to be as efficient with time as possible. You're not just like hopping in just to hop in. Like it's definitely like working towards a goal.
Real quick, okay, so this last year has been very slow with content, right? Like a lot of people have been upset, especially on like global, like the schedule's just super weird and stuff like that. I remember the French data miners were talking. It was Team Dokkan was saying how I think it was just like his thoughts on it. Do you remember during the Worldwide Download Celebration, they had like that whole new screen for like the missions and stuff like that, like the joint missions, how they had like that whole new progress bar and stuff like that?
Yeah.
The game, like the infrastructure of the game is so old. He was saying that he thought they probably put too much resources into just doing that rather than actually like making new content or like new characters or something like that, right? And that's interesting only because last night we had a version update on JP Dokkan, and there's obviously we're gonna talk about the big like sort of leak with that's coming, probably part of the 6th year anniversary. But there's also new stuff related to that joint mission stuff. So either for New Year's, because there's a theory going around that New Year's could actually be Global and JP at the same time, and seems like it definitely could be possible.
No, it could be.
Or during the 6th year anniversary, there could be joint missions for JP and Global. Because if you remember previously, it was like, JP is in the middle of their anniversary fighting Omega Shenron, and then like they talk about it in the Global news, like, hey, just use stamina and help JP and get rewards, right? Like both versions did that. So it could be something like that for the 6th year anniversary. But I assume a lot of the data download and update last night was stuff pertaining to the 6th year anniversary.
Yes, which I guess we can just hop into right now, which is the revival mechanic. which is very like that's. I mean, for this game, pretty big game changing, because if it actually so do we 100% know that it means like if you die, revive your entire team? Like, or I mean, it would be your entire team. Do we 100% know that, or is this still just kind of like a speculatory type thing?
Yeah, so I saw like there's different parameters, like so like you could die and a character would transform, or a character would just get like a buff, you know, like I don't know, 50% attack and defense, different things, right? Like so like I don't know, like there could be like a rage mode Vegeta or something like that you know dies and just gets a massive power buff. Could be something like that, right? But yeah, it does seem like it's confirmed. The other thing too is there's actually like it's in the data, something with the scouter. It's like, you know how like on a banner you go to the scouter and like you could look at the super attack animations, you can see their transformations and all that.
Yeah.
There's like a thing where you can like look at the revival on the scouter. So it's like obviously like some big like animation and extra thing you'll be able to look at on some upcoming banner. Again, probably 6th year anniversary.
Which then would lead into the potential of like what they could do with these units. I don't know though. Realistically speaking, would you rather look at an LRUI in your box or a unit that transforms into LRUI in your box? Like
to me, I know. The transformation units are very fun. Like just the whole like transforming and stuff like that. It's just very fun. But remember, like, you know, let's say the revival is a blue Goku, and the revival is like the Spirit Bomb like explodes, and then he comes back as UI Goku, right? If they did that, I mean, they still have LRUI Goku in the bag for in the future, right? Like he's still eventually gonna come. It's just one extra like unit that they've got out there now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100%. If this unit releases as, I don't know, whatever they end up doing with him to make him transform to LRUI, and he doesn't release his LRUI, then we're just gonna eventually get like an actual LRUI later on, which. Yep. Is exciting in and of itself. And yeah, the transformations are fun for sure. Like 100%. There's no denying the fact that, I mean, like Dragon Ball and transformations are like friggin' synonymous, and everyone loves to transform. And I remember, man, what game was it that was it? I think it was when we went to Tenkaichi. Tenkaichi didn't have in-game transformations. You just like, or did with some of the characters, something like that. Regardless, I remember being super sad when I went to I liked the gameplay of Tenkaichi back in the day on PS2 and all that, but it was sad because in Budokai the fun thing was to be like transform. All right, now I'm Super Saiyan 1, now I'm Super Saiyan 2, now I'm Super Saiyan 3, now I'm Super Saiyan 4. Like that was always like the fun aspect of it. And
that's why Raging Blast did it the best, because you could do, but you could either start out as a character or you could also transform.
Or you could transform.
Listen, all I know is that this revival mechanic to me sounds like it's going to be very, very big. And we're getting into the season for Dokkan where they do start flexing their muscles, even against... I've actually seen a lot of... like, I don't know if it's just a section of people on the Reddit saying this or what, but like people sort of denying the fact that the JP gacha market is like 100 times stronger. And it's like, listen, it's easy to prove because the numbers are public for what the money these games are making. You look at the JP gacha market, and they're making like billions more than like, you know, like the global gacha.
People are denying that? What?
Yes, dude. Because it's okay. So like global got to the thing where they give out 7 stones per country hitting top grossing now, right? Yeah. Which they did. I assume that's a response to when Blue Kauk and Goku got top grossing, but it didn't meet whatever criteria they had, so they gave out nothing. So they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just give you guys 7 stones per country. And despite the fact that Dokkan's been doing that consistently since March, global players are still getting upset that they only got like 7 stones. But it's like, it's fitting. To me, I just care about consistency, right? And that's what global Dokkan has been with this top grossing stuff, is consistent. And I saw the argument that, you know, like, oh, well, one reason JP gets 30 when they hit usually top grossing on iOS first happens every time. iOS will hit it, and then maybe Android will hit it, maybe not. But JP will get 30 just for iOS. And the argument is like it's way harder to hit top grossing on JP. So that could be one reason why they get more rewards. As to why they get the rewards faster, that's obviously because Global has 60 different stores that they have to monitor, right? Whereas JP, it's just two, iOS and Android. So.
Yeah. That's actually crazy to me, though, that people think that the JP market is not more extreme, because it absolutely is. Holy crap. Plus, if you just look at the disparity between how much, I mean, which you mentioned it too, but just even with just purely Dokkan, global, which encapsulates all these different countries, and Japan is one singular country, which then I've seen some people argue, like people like me, you, and all of us that, but we don't make up that much of it. And JP,
money, no, not
and JP like makes like so much more. I mean, like insane amounts more. And so it's just like that alone proves that obviously like JP is just a whole different like landscape, like just whole different landscape.
I can't remember what the numbers were, but I remember, I believe I think it was the 4-year anniversary might have been no, I think the 5-year anniversary was the most profitable, but I remember doing a video on the amount of money that I think the 4-year anniversary made, and it was like, I want to say it was over $250 million just during like the 4-year anniversary or some shit like that. Like it was insane, right? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, like I'm not spending, 10 million to rainbow these units, right?
So, anyways, well, back to what I was trying to basically say was that essentially the game's in a weird spot right now. But I did want to get a lot of y'all involved to see where y'all were at with the game, because it's always just interesting to see where a lot of you guys actually watch us are at with the game. Do you still play? Do you not play? Do you just hop in? Because like I've got a buddy of mine now that let go of his account. He doesn't care that much anymore about maintaining an account throughout the year, and he just wants to join in to be a part of the Reddit, the videos, and just the hype during like the two main largest celebrations. And then he picked up one because he was pretty excited about the Super Saiyan 4s releasing. And I know there's obviously a ton of other people that will do that as well. And it probably, for people, it's probably the most economical thing too, because you just get a new farmed up account. Kind of sucks you maybe don't have some of the units, it's kind of a give and take situation, because you're not maintaining an account throughout the year. You can't have all these things that released previously, but at least you can join in and have some fun. And then you also don't necessarily have to spend money on the game as well, which is obviously a huge plus too. But and so it was just kind of to touch base with all of y'all while also bringing Truth on to discuss some things and not get too far out, because obviously like trying to speculate on what in the world they're going to do, we know LRUI is coming, we know there's this new mechanic coming, but kind of start getting into the weeds a bit beyond that. But I do hope that it's either COVID related or there's something massive on the horizon for the game, because I would like to start seeing more stuff. You know what I mean? Like it is a situation where I would like to start seeing more stuff. And I do think, obviously like co-op, something involving something like that would be very, very beneficial to the game. And, obviously for us as content creators would be a ton of fun too, because obviously if there's co-op, you can do a lot of dope things with that. So anyways, that was really all this video was about. And I actually thought this video would only be like maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes long. It is like 30. But hey, bro, that's what's up.
That's me. Hey, listen, you get me on a Dokkan video and I'm rambling on and on and on. That's how it is.
People ask me for longer videos all the time, and I'm like, I should do that, but then I ended up not. So here you go. Here's a longer video. I mostly just wanted to touch on the idea of multiplayer and what year 6 might look like, but we got a little extra, so it is what it is. Truth, anything you'd like to add? Anything you're excited about? Maybe something that you want to see in the near-ish future with this game that we don't have yet?
I really do think like a legendary Vegeta event or a legendary Frieza event or something like that really would be a good idea. And it's again the content, like, think about, they will release new missions for the legendary Goku event. It's just like beat it with final trump cards, stuff like that. People get like so excited. The rewards are good. People have so much fun like having to do that. Like, it is very easy. Like, they could do like that. What is that? Them just typing like 2 lines of code for like, okay, now you get 6 stones from legendary Goku event if you beat it with a full, space traveling warriors team, right? Like, that can't be that much work.
That's why I said I don't know the 100% of like what it takes to do some of these things, but to an extent, it can't be that much to implement like new missions and all of that. And hell, I don't think it should even, it probably isn't even that much to put in a new event with the Vegetas, because all the sprites are already in game. All the character panels would already be in the game for the actual like health bars. So like
backgrounds, yeah, it's all already
I'm like, how difficult could it really be? Like, just give us content. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but I feel like a lot of us, it doesn't even take us that much to make us happy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not asking for like you to like reinvent the entire game. I'm just asking for like, you know, just
stuff to do.
Just some stuff to do. Yeah, like, come on, man. So, anywho, I think the game we're gonna be, it's funny to release this right now, but like, real talk, the second that essentially presumably this LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan drops, it basically just begins the chaos, right? Because then we'll get the dual Dokkan Fest, and if the rumors end up being right, or you know, just the speculation, and Global ends up celebrating it at the same time, I mean, that would be insane too. And then that leads us right into the insanity that is an LRUI being in this game, which is probably the most hype unit to ever release, especially given the fact that it's going to release with the Super Saiyan Blue. I don't know. Last thing I'll ask you, what do you think? I think I asked you in one of our summoning videos or something, but what do you think is more exciting, Gogeta Blue or LRUI?
Well, I would probably say LRUI. Goresh is very staunch on the fact that he thinks Gogeta Blue is above UI in terms of hype. But I just linked to the post a second ago that the 5-year anniversary was the most money Dokkan's ever made in a month, and that was Gogeta Blue, right? So we'll see if UI Goku will beat it or not.
How much did it make? I don't.
It's hard to tell, like, because it talks about the amount of money that Bandai made, and they just said that Dokkan had its best month ever, but I couldn't find the actual number.
I forgot that happened. Because like, people, that's the thing, people like to bring up this Dokkan is dying thing all the time, obviously, and just right now it's just probably because Legends is popping off so hard. But I remember like when we saw those numbers, and I was just like, I forgot that. Now I remember now, but I was like, okay, yeah, this 5-year-old game is quote unquote dying. Okay, look at this. Like,
yeah, their best month ever was this year.
but
not last year, this year.
I do get too when I see people like Zahal and stuff like on the timeline talk about like, talk about the fact, things like characters. Just getting new characters does get old pretty quick, and I can agree. I mean, I can agree with that, and like, so that's why I do hope that whatever they do with year 6, the content is there. That's really ultimately this 35-ish minute video you just watched. That's really the whole point. that's the
thing too. Dokkan vs Legends, right? Yeah, characters are not content in Dokkan. But I could argue that characters in Legends are content because it's a PvP-based game, right? So like they could sort of get away with that, just focusing on doing new characters. But for Dokkan, we need new things to do with the characters, right?
Yes, yeah, 100%. Because like, especially like us as content creators, I know that you take basically every unit and you make it, you do like the full tour of Dokkan with every unit.
Yep.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to like do other difficult things, like not just SBR and not just LGE, like, and there's like just different stuff. Like, I'm just saying, give us LG, I guess it would be LVE or LFE, like Legendary Freeze event, Legendary Vegeta event. But like, it'd be dope if they would just think of something new, like, I don't know, like new and different too. Like that would also be very cool. So it's just like I do hope that. As well
Here's
as
another idea for you. Okay, so every EZA, right? You get up to stage 30 to get all the medals to EZA the character. Then just add one more reward at stage 100. Maybe an equipment for that character or something like that, or a sticker.
Dang, bro. Yeah, why don't they should start putting equipment in EZAs. I didn't even think about that.
Because like when equipment was first like leaked, like that's, I was thinking like maybe, world tournament rewards, getting to like stage 100 or something, or EZA. Like that would be fun too. And like now, you could EZA your characters, but then you could push further to like strengthen the character even more. Get like an exclusive like monster equip for them or something. That would be cool.
Man. Yeah.
They gotta bring me on the payroll, man. I'm telling
Bro,
you.
I was about to say, you literally, you live, breathe, eat this game. Like you could definitely hop on like a briefing with somebody at Dokkan and be like, listen.
They have, dude. I gotta get a meeting with these producers. I got so many ideas for them. I said, listen, just do it. Don't credit me. Say you came up with it all. Just please do it. That's all I care about.
Oh man. Alrighty, y'all. Well, I'm sure again, if you made it this far, you know who DaTruth ET is. But if you don't, I'm gonna link to his channel. DaTruth, I appreciate you coming on here talking some Dokkan with me for nearly 40 minutes. Hey, bro, it's a good time. I don't know why I'm acting like this is anything special for you. You like nearly all your videos are like basically this long. You just talk Dokkan. Like
sometimes, yeah, because when I was like, I just got done putting up my 55% Bojack video, and you're like, okay, let's see, 45 minutes.
Yeah, bro, I was like, hey, God, what is this? You took that dude everywhere. There's like,
yeah.
I mean, man, dude. Hey, Truth, that was a good Bojack showcase, by the way.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Listen, I just,
I used it on several different teams with a bunch of different team builds. I'm really trying to showcase the unit here. What can I say?
I recognize good content. All right, that's all I'm trying to say. What?
Nano's a good guy.
Alrighty, y'all. Have a great day. Show some love to Truth if you haven't before. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. But that is it. As I said, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix signing off. Truth signing off. And we'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.